Hello, and welcome back to yet another episode of Outlandish Claims. We are like that annoying family member that just comes over and stays from Thanksgiving until New Year's Day. We don't leave. We don't know how to. We have nothing better to do with our lives. Please let us stay. Of course, with me, as always, is Mr. Gio Mio. We've got Mike Edwards with no cap, and we've got Mr. Demetrius George with cap. So we got two Mike Edwards with no cap.
And I just want to say that praise be to God because the brother looked good.
Prepare for trouble and make it double.
Mm-hmm.
So this time around, we're going to do NLDS and NL wildcard predictions. And just like last time, no, I'm kidding. I learned from last time. I'm starting this time because Gio want to take my picks. So we're going to start right here. Hardest division of the entire season is going to be the NL East. So we're going to save that one for last.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. But we're going to get to that. The NL West. San Diego Padres are your winners. NL Central. I don't really know who else to say except the St. Louis Cardinals. I mean, there's really no other decision there. St. Louis Cardinals. And I'm here to tell you that not one, not two, but three teams will come out of the NL East.
Ooh.
You will have the Dodgers miss the playoffs in a play-in game against the New York Mets.
Wow.
Oh, my heart.
You're going to have the Mets have to play back-to-back win or go home games.
And it's broken.
And you're going to have the Mets win both of them. And they will go on after defeating the Atlanta Braves because, unfortunately, Mike Soroka is going to have his worst game of his career in that one playoff game. And they will go on to face the Washington Nationals.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Let me rephrase. They're going to go on to face the Washington Nationals.
How many hats do you have on today?
I have 10 hats.
Yeah, totally.
I have a wall of hats.
Oh, boy.
I still got the Dodgers winning the NL West. I think that you got the Jay Cutler lookalike and Trevor Bauer joining an already loaded rotation. You still got all of the pieces there from the championship that they just won. In the AL East, I've got Atlanta. I think that this is going to be Atlanta's year. The fact that they came really one game, right, of pulling off one of the best comebacks that I think we've seen, or one of the biggest upsets, rather, that we've seen in recent playoff history. In the NL Central, I still got Chicago. I like Chris Bryant there. I think that he and Rizzo, that combination, you can never go wrong when they're both healthy. Okay, and when you take that with the supplemental pieces that they have, I understand Joe Madden is not there anymore. But
you understand that their bullpen isn't there anymore. Their starting rotation isn't there anymore. They're gonna have to. They're gonna have to mail in for Kyle Schwarber to come back from DC to start pitching for them.
The things that they have lost and the pitching is definitely suspect. But when you look at that division, pretty much everybody, like we talked about last week, took a step back, right? The Reds aren't going to be the same because they've lost Jay Cutler lookalike. The Pirates are the right. The Pirates have been in disarray since they ridiculously let go of Andrew McCutchen. And then for the Brewers, I understand you still got Yelich there, right? You still got an MVP caliber player when he's healthy, but that's a lot to ask for a guy that has been so routinely hurt. And Ryan Braun is no longer what he once was. That's the reality of the situation. He hasn't been that way for damn near, it feels like a decade.
And to add to your point, Mike, Zach Davies has not proven he can lead that rotation.
I don't honestly.
He has not. He has been very.
The outfield's got Jackie Bradley Jr., Yelich, and Lorenzo Cain.
That's a fantastic outfield and great defense.
Yeah,
but that's only the outfield.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then, when it comes to the LDS, what I'm going to do, well, actually,
hold that. Yeah, hold those matchups. Yes, sir.
So that's basically what I got. I got the Dodgers, the Cubs, and the Braves winning the divisions, Mets and the Padres in the wild card. Mets lose to the Padres in the wild card game.
All right. Well, we've been talking a lot of Mets. We're gonna let the Mets fan here, the Mets Meech Met, go next.
Me? Okay. Well, let's get it popping. We're gonna go least to most tier. The Cardinals are gonna win the NL Central. That's a given. I mean, come on. The Braves are no joke. I have them winning the NL East in a dogfight to match Snoopy as the Red Baron. And the NL West, yeah, I've got the Padres winning. Because dear God
is right.
Blake Snell, Joe Musgrove, Yu Darvish, Magic Manny, Nando Tatis. I think I still have Eric Hosmer. Doesn't matter. That team is stacked. That team is now. I don't know when the Padres hired Scrooge McDuck, but they got the bag. I haven't seen a bag this big since every time Mike drops a track. Like, I don't know where all this money came from, but they spent it. Speaking of spending money,
What is Rex?
Speaking of spending money, my wild card teams have done that a lot in the past 5 years. Wild card team number 1, the Dodgers. If Clayton Kershaw is Ash Ketchum, if there's one thing I learned after winning a championship finally after 20 years, there's going to be a reset the next year. And my second wild card team, because I'm going to rub it in, I've got the Mets in the wild card, where we belong.
All right, that's good. That's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough to top. I love all these predictions so far. I'm just gonna get it right out now, out of the way. I think you think what I'm gonna be thinking for the NL West. It's the Dodgers. I feel like this two-headed race is gonna be so ridiculous that the Diamondbacks are gonna be the closest team, like 30 games behind both of them.
Yeah.
It's gonna be that insane. But
California love.
exactly.
And believe it or not,
Sing it.
Colorado has an 0.1% chance to make the playoffs. You know what has a more percent chance than that? My milk.
Wow. Wow.
All right then.
Wow.
But back to the actual topic and not milk.
Yes.
It's gonna be close. I picked the Dodgers mainly because I feel like the pitching is gonna be just way too good. I do think Kershaw takes a big step back, but Trevor Bauer has been dominating the NL in the past few years. Walker Buehler is an ace. They get David Price back, who can be a fifth option. They have Dustin May, Tony Gonsolin, Julio Urias as backups. They're not even going to be starting. It's ridiculous. Then you got Mookie and Cody Bellinger, Corey Seager, Will Smith, Justin Turner comes back. It's just ridiculous. I love the Padres. With the Padres, the last time the Padres made a gigantic splash in an offseason, it backfired terribly. I don't think it will this year. I want to see them do more first. They are my wildcard team, number 1, the first wildcard team. But to go on to save time, NL East, Outlandish is too good. It's like I think the Mets are going to be a great team this year, and they've made some amazing moves. We've already noted that. But the Braves, they didn't have Soroka last year in the playoffs, I don't think. So you get Soroka back. You have Max Fried, who played really good down the stretch last season as well. You bring back Marcell Ozuna, and Dansby Swanson kind of looking like a number 1 overall pick lately, defensively especially.
Arizona looks real stupid right now.
Shelby Miller was not worth it. We can all agree on that.
True.
No.
Overall, Atlanta's team is just too deep for any of those teams in the NL East to, make a
You didn't even mention Ronald Acuna.
I did not. And that's the scary part. I didn't mention Acuna or Travis d'Arnaud,
Or
who was
Freddie
really
Freeman.
good last season,
Or
too.
Freddie Freeman.
Freddie Freeman. The list goes on. Like, come on. Okay, but
Brendan Zaleski's always first round pick.
Freddie Freeman, the COVID king.
if it's not Freddie Freeman, it's Aaron Nola.
Yeah.
But NL Central, St. Louis Cardinals. We know my love for Nolan, and they have Goldschmidt. They have.
Do we know your love for Nolan, Gio? I don't know. We haven't
I-
seen your love for Nolan yet. It's somewhere in the back of your closet right now.
That's being hung up soon. But they got Jordan Hicks in the bullpen, who I think is going to take a big step forward this season. You got Giovanni Gallegos, who's also really good. A rare trade where the Yankees and Cardinals both worked out well from that Luke Voigt Gallegos swap. But the corners are set. You got Harrison Bader, who I think is going to take a big step forward this season as well. I think he's going to get like 40 steals, outlandish claim. I think wild card team number 2 is going to be the Mets. I feel these moves are just way too good. And then you got DeGrom in a playing game against the Padres. So I got Padres and Mets in the wild card, and I got the Mets winning the wild card because Jacob DeGrom is going to dominate. I think the Padres are going to not take a step back because last year they were pretty decent in the playoffs. But against the Mets team in a one-game series with DeGrom at the helm, I don't care who you're facing. It's going to be tough to stop the Mets in a one-game playoff. So that's my wild card win. And so my ALDS is going to be the Dodgers beating the Mets.
NLDS.
NLDS. Dodgers beat the Mets in 5. It's going to be a close series, but I think the Walker Buehler closes out Game 5 in decent fashion. And the Mets rotation, mainly Stroman and Thor, get hurt halfway through, which seems to happen with those guys a lot.
Yeah.
And then in the second matchup, I got the Braves sweeping the Cardinals this time.
Mets beat the Braves to get out of the wild card. Mets and Cardinals are going to face each other. I think the Cardinals are going to have the best record in the NL because they're in the weakest division, so they're going to get the most wins just from beating up on the little peons in the NL Central. The Mets are going to dismantle, I think, the Cardinals simply because the Cardinals don't have the pitching to hold up against the Mets. The Mets are going to win in 3. Then you have the greatest, I think, of the past 5-10 years, Nationals against the greatest team right now possibly in the San Diego Padres. That's going to go 5. And it's going to come down to Steven Strasburg versus Blake Snell. And it's going to be 6 1/3 innings for Strasburg. Snell is going to have a Mussina moment and say, "Get your ass back in the dugout. You're not pulling me." And the Padres are going to win in 5.
Am I the only one who's underrated the Mets? Because here's how my picks go. NL wild card, the Mets beat the Dodgers because Clayton Kershaw in October. NLDS, the Padres annihilate the Cardinals on a sweep. Not defeat, annihilate.
I think we can agree there.
And then I've got the Braves beating the Mets 3-1.
So I have slightly different, obviously. I've got, get ready for this.
Oh, I'm ready.
Padres over the Dodgers.
I love it.
In 5. I've got the Padres over the Dodgers. And y'all know I'm not a Dodgers fan, but I rock with the Dodgers. You know what I'm saying? Blue and white are my favorite colors just in general. Like in terms of like color coordination. That rivals the Knicks blue, white, and orange, and then the Lakers purple and gold.
Come on.
And the Lakers used to be blue and white anyway. So that's just the coordination. Next one, I've got a complete dismantling of the Chicago Cubs by the Atlanta Braves. Like they're gonna turn them into, they're gonna turn them. You know what? I'm not even gonna. We know what the Chicago Cubs' name was before they were the Chicago Cubs. They're gonna turn them into those. Okay, I ain't gonna say it, but y'all know what I'm gonna talk. It has something to do with disowned. Like that. That's what it has to do with. Y'all could look it up on your own time.
The consistency of our boy Mike Edwards here.
Oh, you see that?
You got to tune in next time to find out who we're going to pick to go all the way.
To host a fan show or appear as a fan on a fan show, simply create a profile on Fan Media's iOS app or website. Select your teams and make a short intro video on your phone. Show hosts, reporters, former players, and superfans can use our Get Verified feature and make an intro video as well, and our mobile newsroom staff will reach out.